Have you ever had this happen to you? Where you'll be watching some documentary on space and the size of the universe, or the size of the things out there, i.e., the size of a nebula, which they say one nebula can be 200 light years across, right? And then who knows how many millions of light years in between nebulas? You get the idea, right? I might be getting my facts wrong, but it's pretty vast, to say the least. And when you're watching that, what happens, at least it happens to me, maybe it happens to other people, I think it does, and I'll give you an example later, where you start to doubt your belief in God because you think, man, the universe is so vast, like, no God could create that, or my belief in God is just a small, tiny thing because I'm such a small, tiny thing in creation to the vast, or in relation to the vast universe, right? It's so big that it just dwarfs you and everything you're thinking. Well, I've been asking him about that. I'm like, why does that happen, Lord? Because I don't like it. And here's what I've come up with so far. So, God, who is infinite, has no limitations when it comes to size, distance, or any of these other limitations that we have living in a physical universe, right? So, as big or as small as we humans are, in relation to anything else, such as the infinitely vast universe, or the infinitely small molecular structure and things that make up molecules and quarks and atoms and strings and on and on and on, dark matter, etc., whichever way you go, well, none of it affects him the way it affects us, right? And we are limited because we're conditioned to it by those limitations of physical existence, right? So the universe, for all its vastness, in relation to an infinite creator, like, size doesn't even matter. It could just be like a speck for him. He's just sitting there, you know, he can roll it up like a little marble and just toss it in his hand and chuck it around like a football, you know, if he wanted to. With him, he is not bound by any of the limitations of a physical existence as we are, or time, or any of these limitations that we, as the physical beings living in the physical realm, have to deal with, right? So, I hope that helps. As well, I wanted to talk about the Big Bang, because I know that's a popular theory among scientists and others. And of course, there's the argument between those who believe in it and those who don't. Stereotypically between Christians and non-Christians for some reason, which doesn't make any sense and shouldn't be. Because if the creation story in the Bible is accurate, let's look at the first thing that God did. What was the first thing he did? He said, let there be light, right? So imagine an infinite creator speaking, right, in his infinite voice and saying, let there be light. Like, what would that look like? It would look like a big bang. Right? It would look like this massive, big, gigantic bang of exploding everythingness, right? If he was creating a physical existence. And it would be expanding off into eternity and infinity, as they say it is. So those two beliefs don't seem to be in contradiction to me. So, anyways, I said that I would share a story with you. And in my physics class back in college, my physics professor was once showing a video of the wonders of the universe narrated by some British erudite professor, smart guy. And as he was showing this video, all of a sudden there were interspersed among the space scenes mocking pictures of Jesus. It's like, wait a second, what do the two have to do with each other, right? But for some reason, this guy, whoever made the video, was suffering from what I was talking about. In my opinion, I don't know the guy, but I'm thinking that he was probably raised in some religion. And he grew up and realized the vast wonders of the universe and started to doubt his faith and said, oh, that's just ridiculous, right? And so I wanted to share this video to state the fact that we humans are limited by what goes on in our minds, right? What goes on in our minds, if we don't objectively look at it, right? It's called metacognition, thinking about how you think objectively and realizing what you're doing and realizing that just because it's our subjective reality does not mean it is absolute reality, right? Any of us, and there is an objective reality created by God that's way infinitely bigger than all of us, Christian, non-Christian, any of us, right? Thank you, and have a nice day, and I hope you're enjoying the scenery. In beautiful Northwest Washington, this is the Nooksack River. Signing off.